We are live. Yes. We are live on both sides. Let me just check something. If our screen is properly now. This is good. And this is also good. Cool. So we have everything set up, I guess. Okay.
Till it all goes dark, you keep trying to hide the scars.
Let's check.
I don't need you anymore.
I did push a lot of code.
Best part
Okay, let me stop there.
in between.
Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. It's been almost a week since we have last done this, and now we'll be a little more uh, consistent with this. We have updated our setup, as you can tell. We have updated the camera, the mic, and everything. So I hope the audio and everything is very clear. Let me just hear it once for my. Yeah. I think it's all good. Definitely is. So, yeah, without further ado, we have a lot of things to cover today. We have a lot of things to discuss. Of course, no rush. We'll do everything one after the other very simply. Welcome to the stream, everyone, whoever is joining us. We will start something with our own project. It's been a few days since we have worked on this, as I was out for some family commitments, but now as I'm back, I think we have lots of things to cover. We have made a lot of changes on this front end page, made it more and more, uh, with more animations, more motions, and we used Fable for this, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. Previously, it was very boxy design, very simple. Now it's super engaging. Each page, each of these things, we have made it into a great design, and this is thanks to Fable. I think Opus was good too, but Fable just took it to whole new level in terms of motions and animations and everything. As you guys can see over here, everything has it's more engaging, it's more thought provoking, everything looks more cleaner, and of course, there is lesser text. Previously, I feel there was a lot of text, but now things are way lesser. So I genuinely dig this design. This is a great design done by Fable. It took me a few prompts to made it to something like this. I did run a few loops as well a few times, but I think at the end we have made a huge difference in our front end design, in our homepage. We have changed our further pages as well, as you guys can see from here. Like, have added a few things. So, whoever is looking at these things, they can just look at it, can, scroll and everything. These things can actually, you can see how engaging now everything, right? Like previously it was all box. Now these are proper drop down menus with detailing and stuff. So I think Fable did a great job. And if you are also looking to use it, go ahead, use it for front end while it lasts. Because the sad news is today is the last day for Fable. I know I'm smiling while saying this, but internally I'm crying. Today is the last day for Fable. So use it as much as you can, exploit it positively as much as you can. I think let's check our limits as well. Where do we stand on Fable? Let me just quickly pull up my limits. Give me a second, guys. Yes, as you can see, thing we are already at 49%, and by tomorrow this time I think we'll lose access to Fable. So we only have less than 12 hours, and I want to use it as soon as possible. We'll cover a wide array of things which I want to do. I'll explain you parallelly, and we'll use Fable for most of those things. For some things we'll still use Opus, because of course we don't want to overdo or overgo our Fable limit. So yeah, super excited. I think we are gonna start with, yeah, as I was showing you this design, just see guys how nice and clean it looks in comparison to what it was before. I am not sure if you can see what it was before, but yeah, now it looks like this. So absolutely magical we have made it with. There are a lot of things like Opus already did it. Opus did this also, but it was not so engaging as you can see over here now. So I think Fable did made a lot of different, lot of efforts to make it more cleaner, better, and of course, kind of, uh, there were a lot of overflows that it took out, and all of that happened. So now it's more detailed, more precise. People can use it for multiple purposes. There are no overflowings happening, and you can just use it for the best. So this was the first thing, and I think we have a few things to cover over here as well, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Without a further ado, let's pull up our latest code for this, because I think while I was working on my laptop, a different machine, I did pushed a few, um, PRs. So let's get it. We have our code base over here. Pull the latest. Cool. Meanwhile, this is running. Let's put up an Instagram story as well, I guess. Yeah, for our few viewers that we usually get, why not? We have a whole new quality of stream. Good. Let me the one what service temporarily limiting request, not your usage. Oh, update everything. Let's update Claude code. Actually, we are live again after a week. Join in and say hi. Done. Let me just get this link, guys. Copy, WhatsApp it to on Instagram. Yeah. At the extension, start it. What am I using? Opus, yeah. Link the code. Link it. Okay, we have this. What am I doing? GB. But yeah, cool. I think we are all set. I'm just putting up Instagram story, and then we'll move on with the work. Copy, link, done, live, the other page. Okay, I've put it on here. Okay, cool. Yes, so we are, see, you see, we are 25 commits behind. So we are just pulling all the code because we have made a lot of changes over the weekend when I was not offline. I was working a lot on this. So we have progressed primarily on front end because I thought till the time I have Fable, I want to use it as much as possible for front end and then back end and everything. And not just Opus, we have, I think, quite a few models that got released in the last 1 week. We had ChatGPT 5.6, we have Grok 4.5, and we also had one very interesting launch, which was Meta's Spark Muse model, Muse Spark model. And I'm excited to research on it. I'm not sure if we're going to use it today, but we'll research on it. Okay, so this is done. Story is live. Let me make the story. Second, guys. The link here again because otherwise, what happens is this gets overshadowed, right? Like yeah, there and there. That's a double hassle for anyone. This way, it will be much better. Cool. So yeah, let's go back to where we were. Okay, so we are at the latest code. Let me just quickly pull up GitHub and see it has actually pulled the latest code or not. Second. Sorry. Pulse. Commit is this. It is 3. Okay, cool. Great. So we are on the latest code. We are good to go. And now that we have the latest code, I think the very first thing I'm going to do is check what our competitors have done while we were away, right? Because that is one very important thing that you should always do and keep an eye on. I think I did check the competitors list a couple of weeks back, but I would love to check it again. And for the same, in my Claude code, basically co-work, I have actually made a research where basically I do a daily scan whenever sorry, I have actually, yeah, up, give me a okay, yeah, Pulse competitors. So we are going to check over here in Cloud Code what they have done in the last couple of weeks. I think the last time we checked was 2 weeks ago, right? So let's check it again. I think Opus is good enough for that. Okay, so let's check again the last 20 days if any competitor has built feature or there is any important news. Cool. So let's look at what they have done in the last 15 days. This is a practice that I do every week or so to understand how the industry or the domain is moving. Because if I'm in the domain, I want to know who am I competing with, what kind of features they have built, what is the news around them, like have they raised funding or have they done something else. So that keeps me up to date and kind of also gives me a lot of hope that, okay, what the path am I on is currently progressing. And of course, I can build further on. Because one thing is for sure, it's a very rare thing to find a space where there are no competitors. So even if I have competitors, I just make sure I'm researching in the best way possible and then figuring out what my next step. Sometimes I do take inspiration from the features that they have and then accordingly build it for our own app, right? One more thing, one more competitor that I really like is Gary Tan's gbrain. So what I do is I always give my Claude code like on this to check what are the new features that they have come up with, and accordingly kind of it does from the GitHub repo, and then if we require we can build it. So start a new section. Let's use Opus 1 million. Yeah, good. Let's max effort because it's a research task, so definitely I want use the max effort. um in the last 20 days, figure out if the brain uh, something new. figure out if gbrain has developed something new, and we can learn from any of its features, right? So this is something that we are going to do. This will run. This will give us like whether gbrain has made any progress in the last 20 days, and then accordingly we can see if we have those features or not. And if you'd like to build it in our own product, we can, because more or less these are very small improvements that any of these competitors use, right? So that's happening. This is also running on our competitors. Yeah. So the research is almost done. I don't know how come it got done very quickly, but yeah. By two steps are ran today, so I don't need to burn another. Okay, yeah. So as I mentioned, right, we already do a lot of sweeps every single day uh, to kind of figure out if any of the competitors have made any progress. So we can just quickly check. So as we can see, Microsoft 365 Copilot, Work IPO APIs, Foundry IQ knowledge bases, heaviest move the whole period. Brain Square reached GA plus standalone Brain Max app. Yeah. So you see, ClickUp released its Brain Max app separately, and of course kept the ClickUp main product separate, because I think that's what they wanted. Brain self-improving agent memory and a computer comet drop deep research. Okay. Light agent, a self-maintaining knowledge base that detects dock drifts and routes fixed to approval. Okay. Adapts product and launches as the AI company plus new connectors. Adapt. Clean. Framing confident but wrong AI as a counter-enterprise brain. Positioning not a feature. Okay. Feature launches Notion AI launched workers. CodeRabbit has launched learning approvals. Runwork MCP. So one more thing I would like to say: these competitors are not directly like competitors as such, because at a lot of places they are like somewhere similar, or maybe one or two features are similar. So I just like to keep it in my list. I have a list of about 80 plus competitors who I constantly track, and of course it does not waste a lot of time for me, because I can just glimpse it through like in a minute or two. Pushed based retrieval, you see, gbrain also is one of our competitors, so we'll check also from feature perspective if they have done so. MCP note creation, docs as an abstraction layer, coding agent, drop libraries and agent, hoped MCP actively shipping desktop, Microsoft Teams launched and roughly 20. Okay. So if I can see, I think nothing much as such competition wise that they have built or done. One thing I can see is definitely Microsoft is constantly improving their Copilot and making it somewhere towards company brain and ClickUp. These are, I think, the biggest ones. ClickUp, I think I checked last time also a few days back. They're doing, of course, a wonderful idea. They have made a wonderful product people are using for the company. And I think, yeah, you see this something that they have made. And I think their UI and everything is also great, no doubt around. But I think still they are quite behind to what our company brain is capable of doing. They are definitely great, no doubt. But I think the kind of features and the graphs, the knowledge graph and everything we create is a notch above what ClickUp has already done or is doing. So I think there definitely we have a upper hand in Pulse than ClickUp is what I personally. But yeah, of course they are doing a. So yeah, competition wise, I think we are pretty sorted. We don't need to look much into competitors today. The only one we have to look is in GBrain. Let's see what the research has come up with. Still researching. Okay. Repo confirmed. Describe as journey of a agent brain. Very active repository. Only five squashed. Okay. Yeah, it's still fetching. Meanwhile, I would love to show you guys one more thing. While we were away, I was, of course, promoting our skills and everything on X and stuff. And our skills actually got a lot of stars. Guys, we are at 77 stars that we built live on stream for a skill. And that is not a small. I think 77 stars is a good start. That means we have actually built something valuable which will help the community. If you want to check it out, go to Frontier. As Fable is going out again today, we have built a skill where it will make Claude Opus, Sonnet, GPT, or Gemini produce work close to Claude Fable, right? So it's not going to be equivalent of it, but we have written skills and instructions in such a way for different domains, right? From design, code, product, decision, sales, media, to anything, like even academic, teaching, marketing, all of that, and will kind of give you responses which Fable 5 can possibly. So this is a very great skill that we have written live on stream. And if you'd like to use it, I would definitely recommend. It's by the name Frontier. Apart from this, our other skill, which we have not promoted much, also has gotten a few stars. I think 16 stars, which is also great. This skill is more like production audit, where basically before you're pushing your code on production, it looks your code through 24 different lenses to make sure that you have built a solid code, you have written a solid code, and there are no vulnerabilities in the code possible. We use a lot of loop engineering into this. Of course, we can update it as we like, because again, loops take up a lot of your usage. But yeah, as you can see, from abuse limits to caching correctness to dead and stale code, failure, attack modes, data shape, what you have claimed and what you're delivering, all of that can be properly tracked. So these are the two skills we have built. I have another skill on my mind which will build maybe today or tomorrow, but that's also something. So yeah, all of this is going on, guys, while in fact I was but yeah, today is the day when we pick all these things up and work on them again, basically, right? Uh, I hope our short stream properly, guys. If anybody can confirm. Okay, great. Cool. So while these things are happening, okay. So yeah, we have our report from gbrain. What's new and what's stealing? Okay. Answers: confidence, high on facts, medium, and build recommendation. Ship exactly one genuine new capability in the window worth learning from. A bitemporal per entity ontology. Uh, Life chronicle that stores structured entity facts across valid time. Provider agnostic AI gateway. We don't need this. So it's for local. Yeah, we don't need this. PG lock incident per yeah. Life chronicle timeline plus dairy plus by. This we need to check. Security mix DCR. Nope. Double bug class sweep. Yeah. I think more or less they have not done anything too huge while we were away. They have just built one feature, which we can. I think we already have this feature to some extent. I can definitely check whether we have this properly or not. But yeah, I would love to have a look at this for sure. I read the code. The claim what Pulse has and lacks a high confidence. Started writing. Okay, firstly, I want to understand this feature in more simpler terms. Calls this the brain feature differentiation. They extended their existing fact table with dimension, value hash time columns plus a partial suppress per session not override. New value for dimension. Forward this as a valid time travel. Okay, let's understand this. In Let's try to first understand this, what this feature is, and then maybe we can, if we definitely not for sure. Cool. Yeah. While this is going on, can look at other things. Should I put some music, guys, in the background? Low volume, kind of pump ourselves up. Just on very. But how's the quality, guys? I hope it's better. you feel it's better, you guys are enjoying the quality. This is something that we have done, of course, but I hope you're particularly liking this quality. We have upgraded our setup, we have upgraded our camera, the mic, and everything. So it will be great if you guys can, share any thoughts. Uh, if you can see the improvement, that would be so yeah. So I think we have a few people here. Tanvi say yes, there is. Ankit also says yes, is 100%. Well, I'm glad you guys find it that way. We have actually made this to make sure that we are delivering the best for you guys. That was the plan. We have got the new mic, we have got the new camera, we have got the new light. And I think this is kind of the perfect setup, little setup that we have created for our stream. We are also streaming today on YouTube Shorts just to see how the kind of engagement goes there. But of course, that's not the primary priority. The priority is to give you guys value. So yeah, welcome Ankit and Tanvi. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Okay, you mean need a little light on the right side also, but okay for now. You mean this side, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, maybe in the background we can put it later. But yeah, I think it's a good to start with probably, but eventually we'll do. When is the giveaway happening? Which giveaway do you want? Kit? Which giveaway do you? I don't think I've announced any giveaway, but what giveaway are you expecting? Claude free. Oh wow. We'll do our first giveaway when we'll touch 1,000 subscribers. I think right now we are at 50 something. That is also great number. Thank you guys whoever subscribed. Uh, I started this journey literally a week back when I had 2 subscribers. So in a week, 50 subscribers is also good. Then next week, why not? If that happens, why not? Like that will be the case. If we touch those 1,000 subscribers, then for sure. We are constantly pushing good quality content. You can check most of it out on our YouTube Shorts. We'll probably try to push some YouTube videos as well very soon from the streams. But for now, if you want to check out our short form content, if you don't have enough time for streams, you can actually go and check it out on our YouTube. Okay, so in plain terms, let's see what it says. It keeps roughly one sentence per person, then it rewrites it over time, right? But it throws and then only time travel it can do is ignore any documents we imported after data. Okay. What gbrain added, it stores facts as tidy rows, each with 2 dates attached. When it was true in the real world, okay, and the system found out, okay, the 2 clocks on every fact. The system found it only heard about switch in this. Okay, the 2 clocks. Got it. So basically, right now, guys, what Pulse is doing, Pulse is storing one answer for every question. Right? Let's say if somebody is asking, "Hey, when was this feature built?" So Pulse will reply with that particular feature. Now, what it says is we can have a history as well. Let's say this feature was built then and then it got improved or something else. Then basically, we can have even a further answer that after this date, because there was a change in structure, team, tech stack or whatever. Now the new thing is. So maybe what we can do is we can make a plan for this. We can start with a plan. We'll get into the planning mode. We are using Opus as of now for this, and let's figure it out. Basically, how we can build this. Okay, so do a in-depth research on our code base and see how we integrate in Pulse and build it. Make sure you loop it until there is no further plan. So if you'll see, guys, this will take, I am guessing, easily 10 minutes for sure to kind of just do an in-depth research and figure out where we are going, what we need to change. Initially, it will not take that much amount of time, but eventually what will happen is it will start to loop. And when it gets to looping, then it will take a lot of. So let's just have this. I want to show you guys one more thing, which is very exciting that I did. If you guys are in chat, just say hi because I want to show you it to someone at least. So, is there anyone in the chat right now? Just say anything. I would love to show like this is something that I've done, we are gonna do it further on the stream. But yeah, if you are here, just say it. Okay, superb. So I think Tanvi is here. Yes, you. Cool. As you are aware that Fable is going out of subscription from today, after today, and we don't know if we get another extension or not. We already got one extension. So because of that, I thought why not use it to the max and at least have it built front end of everything that I ever wanted. So I create a lot of notes of ideas. They may be existing ones, they may be some new ones, approved one, anything. They can be anything. And what I did is I gave Fable the whole directory of my notes, asked it to kind of fetch all the ideas, your glimpse of it. You will be shocked like what I did with just leak all my chats, ideas. Okay, let me re-log into my. They have merged co-work and normal chats. Yeah, this is something that we'll talk about. Yeah, this is a good idea. Okay, ideas. Yeah, got that. Co-work. Yeah. So one thing to kind of show everyone now, Claude has merged co-work and normal Claude chats into one. You can actually switch it with a toggle over here. Previously, there used to be a toggle here as home and your co-work and code. Now there is only home and code, and you can actually switch from here if you want to go from chat to co-work or vice versa. Co-works is I think is exceptionally well. I don't think enough people use it. It has a lot of harness power. It can use your browser, it can use your apps, it can use the data that you have on different systems from anywhere. If you have given it access, it can use all the connectors and actually do the right work. Let me give you a live example how I used cowork today. Okay, this is a live example. I just wanted, so we streamed a lot, like not a lot, 4 days before I took this break for some work. And today I wanted to start also uh, the live stream on YouTube Shorts, right? Because on YouTube main streams, it's not that great, it's dying down. So I thought, why not start with on short form as well, right? So like short stream as well. So what I did is I did not put a lot of efforts. I just told it that I have OBS open for the system. Can you do all the settings for me completely end to end? If you do not do any steps or are unable to do any step, just inform that to me. And it actually took over my desktop, went ahead on the OBS, made all the settings and everything. And then, as you guys can see, today we are streaming on Shorts as well as on main YouTube as well. So that was exceptionally great, guys. I think what Claude can possibly do and how it can help all of us, like co-work especially. So I would suggest all of you to use it as much as you can to kind of help you build something or anything else. Right? This is what I did with co-work today, and I think you all should use it. This is just one example of how great co-work is and how it can taking over your PC and do the work while you can just work on something else. You can do your personal things, research, or work on something. And at the end it just tells you what to do, so you can actually match it step by step as well, whether it what it did was right or not. So this is something we did with co-work today. And then we, of course, we have the whole stream set up. Such a beautiful thing, guys. Now I don't need to open 10 different apps, 10 different, links to just figure out a particular setting on a software or a particular setting that I need to do. I can just literally ask it. Like, for example, I was just seeing this on my OBS and I was sure that I don't need this because StreamCam won't make any option. I have the new mic which I have attached. So I asked it just to confirm, like, what do I need to do? So it just mentioned, like, just click off this button. Otherwise, I would have to go to maybe the system, some YouTube video or anything if I couldn't fit. Like, this was a simple problem, which I just wanted confirmation upon to make sure I don't have double audio. But for someone, for maybe a complex task, I have to watch like 10 videos, make more mistakes, and eventually. So I think AI has also reduced the amount of mistakes you make if you use it in the right. If you just take a confirmation from it, if you just do let it do the research and then get back. So use AI in the most proper way so you know exactly how it can. So yeah, as I was saying, this was one thing that I did with Cowork. Now coming to another thing, show you that actually we achieved with Cowork. Okay. Cowork, as I showed you, we have new cowork and everything. Yes, ideas from. So, guys, right? Like all of us have a habit of writing ideas on our notes app, on your phone or anything, right? So, I have an iPhone, so I write a lot of notes every single day on my notes app. Uh, and then basically, I open it on my PC as well. I open it on my laptop and everything. I did one thing. I gave Cowork access to my iCloud note and asked it to figure out which of those ideas are business ideas and which of those ideas are actually content ideas. So I gave the access, it just took over my browser for that particular tab, screenshotted a lot of ideas. I had, I think, over 300 plus notes. Let me be clear with different things, not just ideas, with a lot of work that I do. Then it picked out the important ideas and important uh, business ideas, important content ideas, and then put it for me in a dashboard, in a you can say in an Excel sheet as well. And I'll show you that dashboard also, just for your reference, so you know that what I'm doing with AI makes legit sense, and all of us should. This document, then I created, yeah, nice HTML. So this is the dashboard that I created. As you can see, this is my idea bank, which has a total of 353 ideas, out of which 254 has business ideas, 99 has content. So I already have a lot of ideas. They are in different categories. It has figured out everything, and then you can see the list of all the ideas. I'm not saying all these ideas are very unique. As you can see, I have had him score my ideas based on market availability, the competition, and of course the kind of money and everything, the kind of scope that there is, for that particular idea. So it did that and kind of figure out, like, what exactly, which ideas I should build first, which I should not, and all of that. But I, of course, love all my ideas, regardless whether they are just a very small ideas which will make no sense, or which will make sense. So having this, like, kind of really helps me visualize my ideas. And what I did yesterday with Fable, because I know Fable is going, so I put all those ideas, right? And now I have Fable built out landing page for each of these. So I think I've already done it for over 100 ideas, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think so far, let me just, we have already done it for 140 done is run, 131. We have already have 134 sites. We already have built it. If you'd like, I can show you as well. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So these are all the ideas that Fable has built. This is a homepage. Don't go to this. This looks very basic. This has nothing to do with. But let me show you just one page Fable has built. Oh, sorry. That, yeah, because that for the zip file, guys. That's why. Fact all. Fact did here now. Oh yeah, it's still there. Good. Let's see. Now I hope it works. As you can see, all these ideas that I've built, and if I'll open this, this is just one idea that I built. Then you see that Pulse did everything. It thought of the further features that I couldn't give him, thought of the design, thought of the animations, everything. And one more thing, interesting thing I'll tell you, none of these two ideas are more or less exactly. If I'll open this, this has a completely different. This idea and this UI is way different than what over here is for this. So I was just exploring Fable as much as possible, see what it is capable of, and I could figure out it has huge potential. And I'm not even using skills or connectors for this. I am just simply have given it one idea and ask it to use as much innovation as possible in terms of UI, design, motion, graphics, everything from perspective of design. Because I know no matter how good of a model comes, nothing can beat Fable at the moment in terms. So this is something we did. Now this is the task that I want to continue with Fable. I'm using Fable High for this, and we'll continue this to try to finish as much as possible because we have Fable for a very less time. As I see, we are already at 49%. So I give it in batches. Let's say I'll give it to build the next 30 sites with more innovation, better graphics, better animations, and design. Make sure none of them are same to each other or sites. Okay, so we'll just give this prompt and let it be. It will run in the background. It is taking Fable 5 high. I have closed again just to show you the setting where basically it cannot auto switch to another model because then that can really screw up my output. So now let it just run. I'll just quickly check again. I hope I have switched it off. Give me a second, guys. Things, privacy, switch models when the message is flagged. Yes, I have already closed it. So yeah, let's just hit enter. So now this will run and build the next 30 site, 30 landing pages for us. It will take maybe half an hour or so, or maybe even more to kind of build all those, but we'll have them to kind of use it end to end. How great is that? Right? So before Fable is going, I think you guys should do um, use it, utilize it as much as possible. As you can see, 30 run batch 2, run batch 3, and all of that is happening. So we have all these tasks set it, and now we are going to build them. So this is another task that's going on. As I mentioned, this is still running where we are just trying to figure out how we can basically integrate it in Pulse. So it's just reading and going through our whole code base and figuring out what exactly we need. So yeah, now that we have put a few tasks running, a few agents running, let's look at other things, what we can post more. We have a list on, but what next is always a. So yeah, so we have done. I've showed you guys how we do Pulse competitor research. I've showed you guys how I used Cowork. This is just one use case. I use Cowork for way more use cases, but I've just showed you one today. I'll keep showing you as we are going in the journey. But it's such a great tool to use Cowork. I think ChatGPT also has something. Now, before we move on to anything else, while everything is running in the background, let's address the elephant in we have a sip of. Okay, now let's address the elephant in the room. While we were away, there were over three companies who launched their models. Three new models we got while we were. The biggest of all, we had Chat GPT 5.6. We got Soul, we got Terra, and we got, right? If I'm not wrong, we had Grok 4.5. And a surprising model, we had Meta Muse 1.1, I think. So we got three different models, all of them targeted toward builders, coders, and of course, anyone who is trying to try out intelligence. I have thoughts on all of them, so let's discuss them. I have not followed Meta Muse particularly. I was just checking, like, how they are launching and stuff. And everybody was shocked with one thing. Let me just show you guys that. Yeah. You see this guy? One of the richest guy on the planet, one of the smartest guy on the planet, actually came back live on X after 3 years to launch a AI model. He has access to the biggest of biggest social medias, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and whatnot. And he still chose to come to X and actually launch his model. I think that is the one of the great sides of X, because there are genuine builders, conversationalists, developers, and like-minded people that you can find on X. And there is lesser brain rot content as compared to recently. X is also going down in terms of value of content, but I think there are still people who are keeping it up. And that's why I think Mark Zuckerberg himself came live and announced this. Today we are releasing Muse Spark 1.1, a strong agentic and coding model at a very low price. It is available through our new Meta Model API and in Meta. So as of now, I don't know how it works, how it performs. If you'd like, if you're there in chat, let me know and we can actually test it live. Go ahead, check out Meta. I have never done any sort of coding, but I think it has some decent reviews, which usually every model gets from their own benchmarks. But if I check it over here, yes, as you can see, MCP Agentic, it outperforms Opus on a lot of scales. In terms of coding, it is very close to Opus, which is like a great deal for Meta, like they have just started. Then, of course, multi-model again. One good thing is they have not just claimed that they are great in everything as compared to Opus, which usually GPT or even Grok does at a lot of times, but they have actually given, I would say, somewhere decent numbers. But I'm still shocked that they could even build a model as good as this. And this tweet really cracked me up. Nikita Bayer, I think she is the head of product at X. After Mark posted this, he found 22.6 million views as his comeback and then his announcement of a new AI model by Meta. And the product head at X basically tweeted, "Hello, Mark, would you like me to enable creator monetization on your account?" How hilarious is that? It's a real life banter that I think Elon Musk, X, and Facebook and Mark and Zuck have basically in general. Even Elon Musk tweeted saying jinx in replying to this. This is just a fun banter, guys. I think we take it too seriously, but the level where these people operate is something else. So we cannot even fathom or even think how these things work. But it's so funny to see that Mark Zuckerberg got back to X, tweeted about his new AI model, and then product head at X and Elon Musk himself replied to that tweet. But it's a great thing. Facebook is now jumping into this agentic coding and AI coding with their new model, New Spark 1.1, which is, I think, a good deal. So yeah, so this was my thought on Muse Spark, Meta Muse Spark 1.1, right? I think we have still a long, it's a still a long way to go for them, but I think eventually they'll also catch up to the speed. As of now, they say they are still behind Opus and Sonnet, or no, Opus and GPT 5.5. Of course, they are claiming that they will be better than Sonnet, right? So yeah, I don't know if anybody's using it or anybody has tried it or used it, just let me know. Let me just see if we can also access it. Spark 1.1, and if we can build anything with it. This is just a repo. Meta AI, right? I can use it with Meta AI. So, one very funny thing that I particularly noticed with a lot of AIs, right? Before good AI models actually came out and everything, I think there is a pattern. So one very interesting that I noticed about all the big companies who are releasing their AIs, a pattern in their basically logos. If you can see for Claude, you will see a circle. In a GPT, you will see a circle. In Meta, you will see a circle. And of course, in Google, it's not exactly a circle, but it's kind of the same shape. But I don't know why they are doing this, but they are basically making all different kinds of logos which are very similar to each other and somehow kind of representing the AI for them. But yeah, that's been happening. Um, what should we ask it to build? Because of course I'm not subscribed to this, so I don't know how much usage I have on Metaspark. But we can always check, right? Can you do coding? Let's ask. And build HTML pages. Okay, I need to log in. Guys, I'll Facebook account, and then we'll try to use creating your Meta account. Add your account center. This may take a few more moments working on. Yeah. Okay, I must be getting a code. Wait, code on my that code logs me in. Okay, so yeah, we are here. So yeah, this is the UI for Meta AI, which I think is more or less similar for other AI tools as well, ChatGPT, Claude, and everything. Okay, let's do it. Thinking. How do I select a model? Okay, it's by default, or how is it? Am I like by default? What is Vibes AI? Welcome to Vibes AI. Bring ideas to life with Vibes. Create images and videos from scratch. Restyle them. Add music tips in it. Okay. I don't think people have even heard of this. Wow. I want to explore this. Definitely want to explore it later. But today, yeah, let's. And in the meanwhile, let's also look where our anti gravity is. Okay, it's still running. You will see, guys. I'll tell you and why also it is running, because it must have started going into a loop, right? I'll run the convergence loop the user asked per protocol. What loops is equal to the plan file. Each iteration is a fresh eye critiques and panel across four lenses. Top condition two consecutive panels with zero must find. So it's running the loop. Now it will figure out. And I can afford this loop because I'm running it on Opus. If I would have run it on Fable, by now I would have run out of the usage. So because I'm on Opus, I'm like, okay. And I'll show you also what my usage is right now. Just to tell you on Fable, I'm at 52%. We started at 49. Current session is at 2%. We just got a refresh on our current session. That's great. And all models is 32, which will reset on Friday. Today is Sunday. Wow. Okay, so that's another thing I need to keep an eye on. Even if his Fable is going out today, I still have a few days to go and have the opus and everything. Okay. Sudeep here asks, have you tried running local models? No, Sudeep, I have not, unfortunately. The reason being, it sounds very easy to run local models, but it requires huge computation and huge machines. The machine that I'm currently on is a 32 GB RAM machine, which cannot support a huge model. I can maybe run a very small model, which takes around 50 or 20 GB of RAMs. Maybe I think Gamma some variation, or maybe Kimike some variation, or Minimax some variation. But I feel still to run a local model completely, I'll need at least 128 gigabytes of RAM. And I don't think right now, of course, I cannot afford it. And in the nearby future as well, just for a solo developer running and building with AI, I don't think it's very feasible and possible. So I think right now, I think most of the people will stick to frontier models, or even these open source models through a cloud, but running them locally, I don't think is possible. For organizations, yes, it is possible. It makes sense as well for them because they can save upon cost. They do not need to worry about security, privacy, or any such things. But for a solo developer, I don't think that is possible. Have you tried any local models, or like what kind of things you do with AI, if you'd like to share? Okay, moving on. Yeah. So as I showed you guys, this loop is still running. So that's one thing that's going. Apart from this, yeah, we were discussing the all the models that are possibly there. Yes, absolutely. Building HTML page interactive app is to what I do. Cool. So as it says, it can actually build interactive web pages and apps. So let's give it full liberty. I am giving you full liberty. Build me a standalone portfolio page. Make it the best you can from every. You will be judged by the visual. I can actually use, guys. So one more thing I did is I have a open source model, one open source model, Sudeep, if you're still here, which I'm running for as a Whisper Flow. Basically, not as a substitute to Whisper Flow. Whisper Flow, as we all know, is paid. So I've installed one model. It's called Parakit V by, I think, NVIDIA, which runs my speech to text. So that is something that I'm using running locally and not running on prem. I tried running Quen 3.5 Q4 model locally using Llama CPU. Okay, nice. How was it? Like, how much memory did it require? What was the computation like? And like, what kind of task you were able to do with? Was it easy to do those tasks, or you couldn't? Can give me. Maybe we can also try someday if you have some good insights to it. Visual code. Take your time and okay. So we have given Meta AI a huge task. We have given it full liberty and ask it to build a portfolio page for us, which is the best portfolio. Let's see, we have given it a very simple prompt. We'll try to prompt it in a much better way as we get our first one. But let's see how much time will it take, and also what kind of work it provides. As of now, it's 16:08. So try to remember what the time is, guys. And eventually we'll figure out how much time. Meanwhile, let's see if we have entered the second loop or not. Okay, loop protocol is still, yeah, that's fine. Already used 11,000 tokens. Moving on, guys. Um, while this is running, I am guessing this will be very quick, but let's see the output. In the meanwhile, let's discuss the next Grok 4.5. So this was another release that happened while we were away. And it was quite shocking because I'll show you why I'm saying. Let's check Elon Musk's Twitter. And he made this tweet like 4 days back when it got launched. I haven't deep dived like how you are using. I Absolutely, Sudeep. I understand, man. I think that is one of the reasons why I'm also holding on using these open source models locally, because these compute costs can actually be really, really high. And I don't think as of now systems are prepared or models are optimized to run on like local machines that usually you and I or anyone. RAM prices are really getting out of. Absolutely. I think it's insane. With the recent announcement by Apple, how they have jacked up the prices for Mac Mini, MacBooks, and everything. I think it genuinely is crazy right now to buy any device unless you have good money, of course. If you have, then definitely invest. That's one thing. But if you don't, I think it's a very bad time to be a developer, while a very good time to be a developer as well. Good in terms of you can get great work done with AI, and you can build your dreams, you can build your ideas and everything. But it is also bad if I talk about from the perspective of chip prices, the memory prices, the processor prices, because that's through the roof, and I don't think it's coming down anytime soon. That's genuinely bad. Okay, yeah. So where is that tweet? Grok, Grok, Grok. I'm just looking for his announcement. That is announced. And then I'll also show you what's wrong with company. You know what they can do better. I genuinely that's just my thought process. And why also they do this. I hardly have like 100 followers on X, not getting anything of it. And in fact, I'm going to bash them. So I'm eventually gonna get banned from. That's what I personally. Damn, dude, he tweets a lot. Please hold up, buddy. Please. Yes. Sir, I only of my ex. Seventh then eighth, right? Wait, let me just hide it for you guys. And sorry, give me a sec. In the meanwhile, let's see. Okay. Iteration one came back with heavy, high confidence, finding exactly what the loop is. See, this is why we run loops, guys, and always run loops, at least with your plans, because that will not take that much amount of token, but it will come back with great findings and correctness that you can actually apply, and using which you can make a difference to the quality of code you're writing. Because if you are just taking the word for it, whatever your code has given and made a plan, like your AI model has given the plan, it will miss out on a lot of, because as the time goes, your code base increases a lot. I have this particular project where my code base is over 140,000 lines of. So even I know that it is not very possible for an AI model to read through every single element. That's why we run loops to figure out where exactly we can make improvements, what the first iteration have missed, what the second iteration, and then eventually we converge it based on conditions to make sure that there are no further great improvements. Small bugs that it can identify here and there, we can always eliminate. Okay, yeah. See this? Our internal assessment is that Grok 4.5 is roughly comparable to Opus 4.7, but much faster. The combination of capability, faster speed, and lower cost is what makes it competitive, right? So this is what Elon tweeted when it wanted to launch Grok 4, and then they did. But I think they did not do it, I think, in the most constructive, positive way. He himself mentioned that it is close to Opus 4.5, 4.7, sorry. Grok 4.5 is close to Opus 4.7, which is not even the latest Opus model. And I am not complaining. I think they're just starting and they're doing great. But then in the next few tweets itself, try out Grok in Cursor. And in Cursor benchmarks, it is outperforming Opus 4.8 in in terminal bench, in deep sui also, right? In sui bench pro is the only one where it is less. Otherwise it is outperforming Opus 4.8, while he's himself mentioning that it is somewhere comparable to 4 points. So this is where I feel things go really bad, right? For companies where they just claim to do something and they eventually die down. Instead of that, if they market it in a way that we are smart as Opus 4.7, but if you consider speed and everything as well, which he also mentioned in one tweet, you are getting a much better package, right? Because Opus or Fable is so costly, not cheap to build with those models. But eventually, if some other model, which is, let's say, even 90% of its intelligence and 200, 300% of its speed is solving that problem, people would like to switch, right? So you need to learn to market properly. They are huge, big companies. Like I don't think it's even possible for me to see how they market. Saying that, having said that, there is one more website. I think a lot of you developers might have heard of it, which is called artificial analysis. I don't know if this is owned by X or, oh, sorry, I don't know if it is owned by GPT, OpenAI, or how is it. I personally don't trust their analysis. I feel at a lot of times their analysis are heavily, heavily biased, and I'll show you why I'm saying. They do a lot of great job. They I think they kind of value evaluate models in a very good way, but I think they are quite biased. Even if I'll go to their website and check from start, right? In intelligence index, Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Soul Max, not even Ultra, they are using Max over, is almost similar, which I think is not. Opus is close between them. I don't think that is also. Opus is quite lower than this, so I don't know what's happening. And one more thing I'll show you, which really turned me off, was even before this, them coding agent index. 5.6 Soul Max is better than Fable 5. Impossible, guys. That is impossible. That cannot be true or far from truth. Fable is still prevailing them. Of course, if I consider the cost with which 5.6 Soul comes, which we'll discuss and everything, but Fable is still by far way better. Then they say GPT 5.5 is way better than Opus 4.8. Again, not possible. They are very close to each other. As they say, Codex is a powerful harness. Codex is a great tool. While Claude Code is still a little behind with that. But just as a model with intelligence factor in terms of coding, 5.5 is not at par with Opus. They are almost neck to neck, but still far from it. Yeah. Oh, we have Muse Spark 1.1 again here. Okay, not bad, not bad for Muse Spark. If it is literally in the lines of GPTs and Opus, wow, it's better than 4.8 medium. Not bad. Okay, let's check if our Muse has done anything amusing. Um, Okay, we have our page ready, guys. We have, okay, so Meta launched Meta launched its new model Muse Spark 1.1, which they claim to be equivalent or close to Opus level and GPT 5.5 level intel. Not They have not said it explicitly that they're equal, but they're close to it. So what we did is we gave it a simple task that we gave it a full liberty to build a standalone HTML portfolio and make it best in every perspective. Well, graphics, design, motions, animations, UI, UX, text, everything. And it came up with this. It's called Noir Atelier. First thing first, which I can see bad, is this cursor. If I'm moving, I'm hiding the text. That's not good. Second thing I feel is this is a very Claude design. If you guys have ever used Claude design, you will feel this is the kind of designs it create. But I will say this is not bad for one. Again, for one shot, this is a decent enough design. Secondly, as you can see, there is a little bit of motion in this picture. As you can see over here, I can click over here, but yeah, it's a one page. But definitely one solid point that goes to Meta is they can use image gen models to generate actual use and generate graphics, which is absolutely amazing because I think Claude still lags behind on this and we have to use connectors. And I think here I'll give 1 point, use Spark. Okay, architecture. Nice. Okay, so it has added like a small effect of zoom in, zoom out on all these pictures. Kind of similar, but I like how clean the design is. So that's definitely a good one. Okay, okay, right. Talk, Instagram, okay, tact, cool. So what do you guys think? If you ask me personally, I'm not disappointed at all. This is a good one shot, one prompt, hardly two-line prompt output generated by MuseSpark and totally for free. One thing is that I have not paid for it or anything. So if you're just looking to build home pages or landing site, I think you have another option now, just then Codex, GPT, or Claude Code, like Opus or anything. Now you have another option where you can just generate simple portfolios and simple websites. Because I don't think it's bad. Of course, it can be improved with further prompting, but I'm definitely saying it's not bad. It's very clean looking design, little bit of motion. How we call it very minimalistic design. I think that's what it tried to do and somewhere achieved. If you'd like, we can further prompt it and ask it to make it way more engaging and best portfolio site in the world from UI, UX, design, animation, motions, graphics, text, wow factor, and everything. Think. And one more good thing is, guys, I don't know when it ended. I don't get that. Can we? Um, I don't think I can get how much time it took. Great. But I'm guessing we started, I think, 6 or 9, 4 or 9, and it's now 4:22. And I'm guessing it must have ended like in 10 minutes max tops. So that's an interesting thing. It's not that slow, it's pretty fast. That's great. Yeah. So will let it run and see how it further improves to this. Okay. In the meanwhile, as we were discussing, yeah, about artificial analysis. They're a great, I don't know, company, platform, what do we call it? But I definitely feel they're a little biased towards OpenAI. And I think eventually that will bite them in the long run. So they should definitely try to be realistic. Okay. Grok 4.5 real world engineering excels in large code bases. So you see over here it is above 4.8 max. and not just by a small factor, huge factor, huge. I don't know how this is. I don't know who did this. This is not possible. What I have heard and seen online, Grok 4.5 is somewhere close to 5, GLM 5.2, or better than Sonnet. So, at the price with which they launched and the kind of use that they have provided that I have been hearing about, I think it's a great model to get great intelligence, lower cost, and of course efficient. But saying that it is better than Opus or close to Opus or GPT 5.5, I don't think that's. So I think you need to definitely market better and better as much as. I don't know how these all these indexes work, but I definitely feel they get biased as a new launch, as a new model gets launched, maybe to gain the traction, maybe to gain the eyeballs or it, and eventually they kind of make it better or settle them at their real. So I think that's not a very fair thing to do with the users or for the users, but yeah, what can you do with? Okay, so as I was saying, one more interesting benchmark I would love to show you guys, which is always my favorite benchmark until this day. Okay? Until that day, basically. I'll tell you where. Someone made this beautiful website using Grok 4.5. Have a loader, great animation, great text. Font is also good. Yeah, and yeah, it's not bad, I would say. Yeah, I think it's confidently a Opus level website. I don't know if it's single shot or multiple shot, but not bad. Where is that? Yeah. Okay. So this used to be my favorite benchmark. This is called cursor benchmark. Okay. Because I am more of like a builder than a writer or use AI in other ways. I primarily use AI for coding. Right? That's what I do. And for that, I usually use cursor bench because I think it gives great output in terms of like. And over here, if we'll see, in cursor benchmark, it says, of course, Fable 5 Max is on the top, I think. But it says Grok 4.5 High is better than Fable 5 High, way better than Opus 4.8 Max, and of course, better than GPT 5, which I think is complete BS, right? This cannot be possible that you are close to Fable. One thing, kudos to them, is that they are giving us the output at significantly lower cost. Like even if I'll compare to Fable 5 High, it's almost 6 times lesser cost, and token consumption is also very, very low. But saying that it is better than Opus 4.8 Max on coding and close to Fable is highly, highly um, wrong. Like it's truly wrong. It's highly misleading, and I think companies should stop doing. I love Cursor Benchmark. I really look forward to it even when GPT 5.6 launched. But with this output, they kind of disappointed the whole development community. And I'll show you. Went. Where is the mark? We can improve. Oh, I've seen X is the best bench. Grok announced ad. Dude, where are your benchmarks? Had it open? I must be having it in the otherwise. Let me try to find it. Give me a oh, where is cursor bench? Call it cursor bench. How do I access cursor on their website? Dude, please make better UI to find this. This is so bad. I cannot even look at cursor bench. Where is it? Please try to make it better. Like CN cursor. Wow. Okay. So you see over here, what they have done it smartly because right now the latest model are Fable and GPT 5.6. They've kept their Grok below it. But of course, they have kept all the other like other models, be it High, Terra, Opus, 5.5, everything below it. And I think that's actually screwed up. Why is it? Yeah, that's actually screwed up, guys. That's really screwed up. Why are they doing this? That should not be the case. As an advantage, an earlier snapshot of cursor could be unintentionally training. The exact score impact is unclear. That data has been removed for the future for benchmarking. See the Grok 4. You see this? Has an advantage on cursor. Wow. So they are building a model which has a particular advantage on cursor bench, and otherwise it does not have this. Why are you doing this? You can actually launch it because it's still way cheaper than anyone in this list, as you can see, and only Grok is there, right? It's cheaper than most of these things, and you still have to do like these cheap tactics to show yourself on like in top 4 and 5. Why? I don't think you're required to do that, and you even need to do this. You have jumped into the domain of AI. You have started building models. You're doing that's really sad to be honest. Okay, so iteration 2 has converged and confirmed that big R1 fixes. Okay. You see this, it's been more than an hour, and we are still only writing the plan. We have not even jumped on. That's how much time. Yeah, coming back to this. Yeah, so yeah, this is another, as I mentioned, Grok is launched 4.5 while we were away. I think it's a great model if we are talking about the kind of value for money you are paying hardly few bucks to kind of getting them intelligence which is close to, in my opinion, GLM 5.2 or GPT 5.1 or 2 or Opus 4.5 or so. I think that is the realistic use case for Grok 4.5. But I would still say it's great if you are doing some preliminary building and research. It still has a long way to go to catch up to the latest models. But kudos to SpaceX AI team and everyone to start building in this domain because I think the competition is just getting fierce and can actually be able to produce great output one day with Grok, right? And not just have to claim false numbers on different benchmarks to place yourself amongst the top leaderboard, right? It feels good to do that, but it also highly misleading for your use. Stop doing that. X, Muse, Gemini, GPT, everyone. Use true numbers, show what you have built. Okay, having said that, I think that was another discussion on Grok 4.5. Now coming to the last model. Okay. Okay, so this is also done, guys. Quickly done. So yeah, before we move on to our last model discussion. So once we got this output from Muse Spark 1.1, we again asked it to make it way more engaging, best website from in every perspective, and kind of give us the best output. And it actually made something. Let's check it out together. So this is the new website that Meta Muse Spark 1.1 has created, and let's see how it looks. So you can see now we have this. Now it has significantly improved on the cursor as well. I can read everything. It's not blocking the text behind it. So that's one thing. Now this has this button, and everything is kind of jiggly and moving. So great work there. It is changing color and kind of floating around. Okay, scroll. This number is increasing. Nice touch. And now we have this horizontal scroll instead of a word. So we have this monolith. Have this. We have this, and then goes down. We have this element where it's like a bar, a moving bar. Great touch again. I love the cleanliness and text of it for sure. Then we have this. Okay, we have, okay, nice. You see this floating image that comes to the option that I'm selecting, and it's moving with my cursor. Good touch, not bad. And again, this is happening here. I think now it's an overkill. At one place over here, it's more cleaner, it's better. But over here, I feel it's personally an overkill. Not great. This is fine. All of this is fine. Instagram coming soon. This is again a great touch because I think previously it was just giving me 4 and 4. Now it is actually saying it's coming up and everything. So yeah, definitely not disappointed at all. I think MuseSpark 1.1, if I talk about, did a great job building. And I think now for people who don't want to spend huge bucks on Opus or Pro model or Claude or GPT or anything, they can simply use Meta Muse 1.1. Build your portfolios, your basic websites, and even improve them with proper iteration stuff. And I think you can get great output. Go for it, try it now. And I think this model has impressed me for what it mentioned and for what it delivered. And of course, as of now, I don't know if they have any paid plans. So again, a win-win situation for all the builders out there, right? Check quickly if they have any paid plans. No, it doesn't seem so. So yeah, go ahead, guys. Try MuseSpark 1.1. Let me know what you think, and I would love to have a discussion. Okay, let's close all of this and let's get back to our board. And now, let's come to the biggest launch of July 2026 so far. And the launch happened while we were away, which was ChatGPT 5.6, Soul, Terra, and Luna. I think they made a huge array of announcements during their live stream. They have launched a huge number of models and different features, even with their Codex app, their speech models, their live models, and now, of course, their most smartest model ever, GPT 5.6, Soul, Terra, and Luna. Let's look at their announcement. Okay, so this is their announcement post, which says GPT 5.6 frontier intelligence that scales with your And I like this touch of how they have written like this is their soul, this is their Terra, and this is their Luna, and they have this 5 point embedded in it. This is a great touch. And now, as per OpenAI's claim, they have made this model significantly better than any existing model on the face. They have done a lot of work. One thing to notice over here, which I think a lot of creators just picking up for the sake of views, they have very smartly put this costing as by default, because of which their model is outperforming everyone. And kudos to them. They have launched all three GPT 5.6 at fraction of cost of the frontier intelligence. Then even Opus. I'm not even talking about Fable over here. It is cheaper than Opus, which is mind boggling, right? And I'll tell you what the repercussions of that are. But to think about it, a model which is better than Opus 4.8, somewhere close to Fable, is ha- is launched in a price range of less than Opus. That's crazy. And I think that is the biggest and the smartest move OpenAI has made in the last 1 year, which I think they have been missing out on since a long while ago. And now they have these models which are exceptionally good, exceptionally cheaper than any other frontier model that exists right now, including Fable 5, right? Okay, as per them, as they say, they seem to be better at artificial analysis coding index, which again, as I say, I don't believe them. I feel they are still somewhere, if not paid, but somewhere associated with OpenAI because I have tried GPT 5.6. I have seen a lot of research online, and based on that, I can tell you one single line: GPT 5.6 Soul Ultra cannot beat Fable 5 Max. It's impossible as of now. Fable 5 Max is the next leap of AI models. It's the best model in the world right now. But GPT 5 Soul Ultra comes. It's not equally intelligent, it's not equally smart, but for the name of it, for the cost of it, it's a better deal than Fable 5 for sure. Unless Fable 5. Okay, now coming to this, how GPT 5.6 launch is going to affect Anthropic. And it's a very crucial thing. Unless Fable 5 gets on subscription and also gets cheaper, I feel more than 50% of current Anthropic subscribers will shift to GPT, ChatGPT, because GPT 5.6 is cheaper, better than Opus 4.8, which will be their frontier model then, and also is significantly better in every domain, from design, from coding to writing to. And if you're getting that intelligence at lesser cost, why will you not? Unless they keep Fable 5 after today on subscription, or one smart move for Claude, which I think they're going to do, they're going to remove Fable 5 from, but in a week or so at best, they're going to launch Claude Opus 5, which will be at par of GPT 5.6, or maybe even slightly better than it, and slightly lesser better than. And I think that's what they are going to. That's what they are going to launch. That should be ideally their plan is. And I think if they do that, that will be a smart move. If they don't want to launch Fable 5 on subscription, if they launch Fable 5 on subscription, I am pretty sure all the people who are serious about development will keep their Anthropic plan. Maybe they'll buy a GPT plan just to use 5.6 for a lot of execution work. But for front end design, UI design, or for research, nobody can beat. So 5.6, great for execution, great for long tedious tasks with Codex or within Cloud Code. But design and of course a little bit of research, nobody can beat it. So this is how everybody is going to use intelligence until we have Opus 5 or maybe GPT. Because I think GPT-6 will be the leap in frontier model from Open. So yeah, having said that, we got three launches, which is this Soul, this Terra, and this Luna, right? First of all, great names. I think finally OpenAI is getting better with naming their own model and not just 5.1, 5.0, and just one single kind of a model. Now they have named it into three models. You have Soul, Terra, and Luna. And I think each of them has their own pros and cons. The best one that they have launched is, of course, their Soul model, which they claim to be is exceptionally powerful and is the next front, as they call it, like the next step towards AGI. And I personally feel, uh, definitely, Soul is a great model. I think I gave it very few tasks because I don't have a $200 subscription for GPT 5.6. But when I tried it, I find it decently useful for bugs and everything, for long tedious tasks. And as they say with Codex, it's actually smashingly powerful. So great launch on Soul. I'm not sure who is going to use Luna particularly, except for writing task. I'm pretty sure it's not that much of a useful model. With Terra, again, it's better than I think Sonnet level intelligence. It's somewhere close to Opus intelligence. Personally, I feel Terra. So people are going to use Terra for to save up even more tokens and provide like get great output. If I'm not wrong, this is Soul. This is Soul. This Soul. Okay. For it, not sure. Terra. Yeah, Terra. You see, Terra is right over here, which is great result because I'm guessing Opus is it. Yeah, Opus is somewhere here. At best, Opus is 597. Yeah, and Terra, Luna, and Terra are like crazily killing. So I think you can use both of them for a lot of work. And if I think today Fable 5 goes out of subscription and Claude Anthropic does not announce Opus 5 or keep this in subscription, they're going to deal with high losses within the next 30 days. But I think they're smart enough, of course, to figure it out, way smarter than I am. I think eventually they're going to get. But kudos to OpenAI team for launching Sol, Terra, and Luna. Great models, great products with the new interface of GPT. Like if you are not aware of Codex app or GPT app, they have merged, uh, you know, into one, the Codex app and the Chat GPT one. That's first thing. Secondly, they have also launched something like that of Claude Cowork. They are saying just I think GPT work or something they're calling it, and I think that's again one more thing. So more or less, at some point, all these companies are going to have same kind of tech stack, same kind of models, same kind of intelligence. It's always going to be which one is more efficient and good. So if somebody can figure that out, I think they are going to be the leader in the long forever. Okay, our loop is still running, and over here we have. Okay, you remember, guys, we are also building these 30 sites. We have already created 51 files. So I'm guessing we have made a lot of new sites as well. Let's see how much time it takes in the meanwhile. Let's also check our usage. In usage, we have used 58% Fable. So not bad, I would say. Almost 8-9% of usage we have done. And session wise, we are 20%. We have two parallel agents running, one for design and one for, of course, planning as of now. So I guess, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Okay, moving on. On. Let's see what other news were there in AI domain while we were away. Yeah, model pickup problem. No to thank me. Okay, I've been using X platform recently, not for a huge time, and I think it's a great platform for learning, for getting your update. But I think now, just for the sake of getting a reshare from someone bigger or Elon Musk or anyone, people are just appreciating anything and everything. That's what I have observed. If you want to check this out, you can go to Elon Musk's Twitter while he reshares all these posts. If somebody is just appreciating Grok 4.5 and have some decent followers or a name, he'll reshare and then you get lots and lots of followers. So I think now even these creators and everyone who are there, they're just sharing these benchmarks and positives about each model for the sake of it to just get a reshare, and not because they actually can help their viewers or users or anyone. That's what I feel personally recently. If you think otherwise, do let me know. But I think that's the sad truth where creators are moving. And I think that should not be the case, because eventually you will die down. At some point, you will have to say the truth, and then nobody's going to like that. So you're building a fake audience, you're building the fake reach, you're building the fake name out there while not presenting the truth, especially when you actually need to, because with the developments in AI, there is so much going on. And if you're sharing everything and appreciating everything, your audience is just following you to be like, okay, I'll just follow and see what happens. They're not gaining a single line of value from it. They're not getting a single, you know, input from it. They're not taking it seriously. Nothing is happening. It's better to be a serious creator, sharing less and valuable, than to just share everything and fake. Even if you're sharing everything, that's great. You can be a news page, like a news page, but share the truth and not just for the sake. Yeah, in the meanwhile, I'll pull up some tweets that I wanted to talk about. Personal of hmm, okay, let's look at this. Sonnet 5, Anthropic returns, Altman. Let's look from here. OpenAI sends GPT 5.6 to work. This is the first news. Launching flagship Sol alongside Terra and Luna tiers, pairing the models with a Claude co-work style platform, as I just mentioned, and desktop app merge that brings companies super app top. So I think we have talked about this, that OpenAI is trying to build a super app which can do everything, which kind of Anthropic already have with their app. Uh, but of course, adding a lot more features, and OpenAI is way better in terms of speech to text models or image gen models. So I think they have a better possibility to even build a better super app. But they have taken their first steps to build that super app, which is to build an app which is merging your codex and your chat along with a co-work style platform, um, which where user can use kind of harness multiple agents or connectors. Pricing matches GPT 5.5. Sold this. And Luna is, of course, way cheaper. All the new Ultra mode. ChatGPT works. So yeah, I think this time also one more thing is ChatGPT has launched 6 different modes, right? If I'm not wrong. Let's search it. 6 modes. Yeah. So this time, I think they have launched six, and even Google does not know the answer. There is a low mode for minimal checkings, simple task, medium mode, you have high, extra high. Usually, OpenAI's modes end up here. This time, they've also launched max for maximum reasoning. And there is one more mode, which I think it is not mentioned here, which is an ultra mode, just like in Claude we have for top performance. And one more thing they announced is that Soul autonomously post trained Luna, which is crazy. Like an AI model itself trained another AI model and autonomously. Like there is no human intervention in after the basic training, right? So that's a crazy thing, and I think that's where we'll see how AI is heading. If Soul is able to train Luna, which is I think a 30% downgrade from Soul to Luna. Eventually, I think, and I heard this rumor that Fable also trained Sonnet 5. That's why Sonnet 5 is so bad. So yeah, if all of this is happening, that's quite interesting. Like AI models are training their own AI models. Sorry, guys. Uh, use 60% less Fable token. Install updates, check weekly Fable limits, Claude code install, Codex plugin. Yeah, you might have heard recently about this also. A lot of people are using Codex inside or GPT inside of Claude code by installing the plugin. So what they're doing is they're using Fable for planning, for outlining, for the smart tasks, and then giving it to GPT 5.5 to kind of use it for the execution. And now I think they can even upgrade it to 5. So that is one of the other crucial things for Anthropic. If this is happening and Fable stays on subscription and it does not get cheap, even then people what will do is they'll just use Fable for initial planning and use 5.6 for everything else, the execution, the harnessing, and all of that, because they're getting almost similar intelligence at 75% of what they'll it initially get at 100%. So Fable needs to stay on subscription and also become cheap. That is the key for Enthron. Like that is the right way for Enthron. If any of these things are not happening, or both of these that are not, I think it will be a big screw. That's what I personally. Can your coding agent be Bob? Yeah, Meta continues shipping with Muse Spark 1.1. We just tested it, guys. Great idea, great model. Go check it out. We got it for free at the moment at their meta.ai. And I think you guys can at least try it, build some basic things if you're just starting with, and eventually figure out which path you want to take next. Yeah, this was another model that we discussed. Grok 4.5. Not true at all. Stop lying. Sorry. Yes, this is another thing that happened. OpenAI just got a major upgrade with GPT Live that makes talking to AI feel much more having like a real con. It's like that movie Her, where it is talking to you in real time instead of just waiting for you to finish processing it and telling you back. It's GPT Live, where it's actually talking to you while you are talking, acknowledging you while you are. I think this again is a great tool for OpenAI, and I think this is the power of OpenAI, that they initially put their hands in so many things, and now they're catching up on each of these things in the right way with the right speed, so they'll again can become the leader of the industry, beating Anthropic, which I think was not the case since the last 6 to 8 months, I would say ideally, but now again they're killing it. They're on their way to kind of kill it in the system and make it the best overall AI platform or AI tool that needs to. Yeah, I wish them nothing but the luck, but they still have a long way to go to beat intelligence like Fable. It will take some smart action, and Anthropic is not going to be left behind. I think they'll work to launch Fable 5.2 or 5.1 or Fable 6. Add CGI to any video with Higgsfield. Yeah. I need to learn Higgsfield. I need to try Higgsfield. I don't know what their plans are as of now. But Higgsfield is a great tool if you are trying to add animation, graphics, particularly, or other things to your websites, which I think is not humanly possible with Claude or anything, because it cannot harness images. So you need a connector like Higgsfield, kind of get those. Hey, White Dance. Um, let's see. Let's see. Have Meta climbs AI image leaderboard. Wow. So Meta's new in-house AI image model, which we just saw as well, with all the new kind of changes that they have made, they are climbing the leaderboard and they're way better than Nano Banana. which is crazy. If they have beaten Google on this, that's a crazy news. I know the GPT image 2 gen model is exceptionally great. I create all my thumbnails with that. But if Meta's image model, where they have so much data, can beat Google Nano Banana 2, I think that's a great. And I think they are also starting to get into the right mindset and giving a penny for their run to other AI companies. Startup technical guide, Google startup. Better run better one-on-ones with employees using AI tools and company stuff. Yeah, this article I'm pretty excited about to read just to see. This the part of Claude's brain nobody built. Let's look at what it means. I genuinely. How much time is it, guys? It's almost been hours. Get to know. So this is almost running for 1.5 hour, even more than one. Isn't that crazy? Just one plan that I wanted for one feature is running for last 1.5 hour in you. That's why loops are good, but also bad. They take up a lot of time, they take up a lot of computation, up a lot of use, all of that. But they're good if you are finding something critical, if you're trying to do something for production, all of that. Yeah, pros and cons. What else do you have? Oh, Fable's last days today. Yeah, I'm very sad about this. I wanna make a small tribute to Fable. We did a lot of work with, and today, today is Fable's last day. Okay, will not have Fable after today unless they bring it back to the subscription or they extend or bring back subscription, which I don't think will be the case. But soon we will have it back on subs, or we will have Opus 5 within 10 days. For sure, guys, this is gonna happen. Mark my words. Um, Today's Fable's last day. Either they're going to extend or bring it back to subscription in future. But today, I think they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna let it run. See how many people are actually going to GPT actually switching their subscription, and then eventually will come back with either Fable 5 on subscription or Opus 5 within the next 10 days is what I feel going to happen. And this Opus 5 will have, I would say, intelligence close to GPT 5.6. Maybe better, maybe not. We'll get to know, but yeah, somewhere this is going to happen for and soon enough. So the idea in the last few hours, of course, is to design our websites that is currently running. We have one more website that we can design, which is a legal website that we did recently while I was away, not streaming. We built it, the homepage. We need to build, of course, more detailing into it. Maybe I'll see if my design task gets completed. I'll try to do it. And what else do we? We have discussed AI prompts to build one more skill, guys, which I think I'm gonna do in the next stream, which is a safety skill. Let me just talk to you about this. Okay, it's very important for it. Recently, there was a news GPT 5.6 wiped complete code base and database for someone. And this happens when you give AI autonomous power to operate as they like, which I think is a good thing when you're not doing something very critical, when you're not dealing with very critical data, and you just want to leave it and keep it overnight or whatever. I don't think it's a bad thing. But if you are not careful, then this can happen to you. So, for that, what we are going to do is this is something that I've already done in my Claude code. I let it run on auto, but it cannot delete or modify any crucial file without my, especially delete. Modification at times is still possible to a lot of files, like code base, everything it can. But I'm talking about database schemas and all of that. It still can do that on auto approval, but it cannot delete anything across database, across code base, across files, anything. It will specially come to me and ask whether I can do that or not. It will stop the whole process. And that is something that I think everybody should follow, because don't give your AI power to delete things without your approval, because you never know what it will do. And this is the exact skill we are going to build live on stream, maybe next on our next stream, tomorrow, day after. And actually, I'll show it to you guys how you can use that skill, because that will save you from embarrassment, that will save you from wiping out your data, that will secure your job, that will make your AI use. Yeah, done. Yeah, you are about to read this. The part of Claude's brain nobody built any mobile 11 15 minutes with. Oh, I think. Okay. Anthropic finds a hidden workspace inside Claude. Count to five and interest. One. An internal area acting like Claude's internal notepad, which holds active concepts the model using speed while thinking. JSpace is different from chain of thought text. Okay. Anthropic has been critical for its AI consciousness walk, while the resources. This doesn't reveal whether Claude is conscious or feels anything at all. Find an undesigned brain like workspace inside a model is exactly why the lab keeps consciousness. Not sure what I want to read more. Um, well, where are we, guys? Still going. I'll run this offline also, but yeah, a lot. Still not done, then that's a lot. And let's see how well our websites as well. Okay, so our websites are done. Rose this clean delivered. The hub now stands 164 sites. Okay, we have 164 sites done, guys. As I mentioned, I have over 200 plus ideas in my mind. It's not like these all our ideas are unique. These are already done and whatnot. I just write what I think and just don't research on all of them at all times unless I feel solid. But this time, while I thought I had Fable, why not just have a landing page built for all? It can be used as my portfolio. It can be used as, maybe I'll build on those ideas and make money out of it. We're at 60% usage, so we use 10% for about 30 website landing page, right? So we can give it maybe more, another 30 more. Let's do more innovative. One good thing to notice, I'm only using Fable 5 high, guys, not even extra high. Max is not even the case. So I'm saving up on a lot of tokens there, but the output quality is And let me tell you one very smart thing I did. So, if you don't know, Anthropic recently resetted their Claude limit when they announced GPT-5, right? And coincidentally, my limit was anyways getting resetted after like 6 7 hours, because that was my weekly race. If that happens. So what I did is I literally ran this on Fable 5 extra high, ran multiple agents like in a workflow, have it built multiple websites. And you won't believe, within a span of 25 minutes. I used Fable from 20% usage to 98%, 78% of usage within a span of 25 minutes. If you use parallel workflow agents at extra high, I'm not even talking about extra high. That was crazy fast to see how quickly Fable just gets you. That was actually mind boggling. Hmm. Meta sizes up GPT for some mobile get team tasks to Claude inside Slack. Yeah, yeah, a lot of news around AI all the time. Let's see if there are any exciting repositories. These are some trending repositories for today. Catch 2. Okay, not needed. These are all C++. Wow, that's still building crazy. It feels unreal. Claude code templates, with skills, uh, Terraform, good, useful ones. Checking out a repo. What is this? Checking out Power Toys. Okay. Next year, Draw.io, Prisma, cookbooks. Some fun way, ineffective ways of using Claude. Okay. Okay. These are today's GitHub repositories which are trending. Let's look at this week's also. Yeah. So in this week, we have Meetly, a meeting assistant, 4x faster parakeet and whisper live transcription. Wow, in a meeting. Okay, this is great. An open source model. I don't know how they are doing it, but you can figure it out. Some prompt leaks, Anthropic, Gemini, and more updated regularly. Okay, basically it saves all my system prompts. I'll check what they are. Claude video, we know what it is. I think I've done it. Claude skill. That caveman is again back in trending, guys. Caveman. Because of Fable, I think because people wants to cut down on tokens again. It came into existence, I think, at Claude Opus 4 or something when it was very costly and everybody just wanted to save tokens. And now it's back again because of Fable. Okay, let's look at them one by one. Code based fix, hiring agent, fix chat. Okay, this is checkout. If a folk checkout now, if you just check out folk when by this. Okay, it just checks out my repository. Claude Cook. I'll go through it later. I do actually go. I know I have to stream and talk to guys about. This is system prompt. Yeah, I've already checked. Document system prompt instruction for all the AI chatbot out there. Claude, Gemini. Yes, right. Uh, Claude video. Yes, this is a video tool, right? Claude the ability to watch any video. Basically, now your Claude can watch any videos, can diagnose a bug, summarize a video. So this was another thing, right? Claude cannot watch your YouTube videos. It used to happen, you have to give it like transcripts and stuff. But now someone built a skill where Claude can actually watch your video and actually can integrate it, give you inputs on this, give you feedback on this, which I personally feel great because I'll tell you how I'll use it. Let's say I find any good YouTube video online, which of course I cannot show you guys on stream. Now, what I can do is I can use this library Claude video and I can just give it that link and it will extract all the important information from that video. And once I have those important, I can simply talk to you guys about that particular video, which happens so much often with because I just keep saving on YouTube these playlists and stuff which are private, of course, with some information that I want to discuss, and eventually I cannot because I cannot play them. So now I can use this skill to do that, and this is something that we're going to do in the next stream. I'll just have it write it down. Claude video skill. I have it. I have a lot of things that I've written down, guys. Let me give you a quick glimpse. I have AP5 to learn. I have um, what else? A lot to discuss on content creation with you as well. Then I have these skills that I want to build. Then, of course, updates are something that we keep on doing and all of that, right? So all of this will do. We'll also maybe create some, I feel, a content creation system eventually. Like Simplify, we already have, right? That's one system that we already have, which also we need to work on a lot. That's something that we're going to do. It's the AI Instagram management tool where you can manage your collaborations, your content, your analytics, your invoices, your automations, your team, and also do a heavily done competitor research. All of that in one platform you can do. We are going to improve this significantly. We have already are done with the UI. I think that's what we did. Now we are going to build further on it on all the different pages and the whole. And then we are going to deploy this. So we have a lot of stuff to do that we'll do on these website on these live streams. Market them. I knew today we had Fable last day, so we had a lot of work catching up to do. We had to discuss about GPT 5.6 and Grok 4.5. We had to talk about a lot of legal updates. So because of which we could not implement the safety skill, the legal platform, and the sync. So these are the three things that we are going to do tomorrow, probably, or in the next stream as possible. Where we are going to build our legal platform, we are going to build the safety skill, so you guys can use that as well. So that will be, yeah, the case. Apart from this, let me just quickly check what else do I need or want to talk about. Uh, it looks easy, but it gets difficult. But again, it gets easy, guys. Streaming, so I'm just trying my best to keep up with as many things. Okay, one more thing I want. Little different. Um, not the usual things that we usually do talk about, but I definitely want to talk about it because I think that will give a lot of it. So if you are a creator or if you are planning to be, you have to do create content in one of these. One, provide value through your content, or provide entertainment. Entertainment can be anything funny, dance, or what else? Looks, all of that, right? Value could be hacks, information, update, teachings, any topic and stuff. So you can do anything. But if you are starting out or if you're planning to become a creator, this is something that I think you need to do or you should do to become better at your work. Now, what is happening is there are so many creators out there who are growing with controversy, who are growing by making you feel less for yourself, who are making you feel that you're not doing enough, who are making you feel that uncomfortable, who are basically not making you feel productive or motivated. My one single request, unfollow them. If I am one of those creators, go ahead and unfollow me. I am saying this truthfully and honestly. Unfollow with me, with your ego, or you genuinely follow or unfollow me. Do that. If I'm making you feel less, or if I'm making the purpose of any creator should be to make you feel better, to make you feel happy, or to make you feel productive, or give you some valuable information which you should ideally know, or even if you don't know, you should ideally look into, research about it, learn from it, get some value out of it, implement it. If you're not doing with the creators that you're following, then you're actually following the wrong. That is the case with me as well. I follow a lot of people because I'm in this and I'm working, I'm my bread and butter in this. But if you are a person who is following anyone and everyone, don't do that. You'll feel bad for yourself. You'll eventually feel social media is a toxic place and not look at the bright side. So that is something my because I genuinely been doing a lot of thinking around content that is present on Instagram, on X, and on different platforms. And I genuinely have a question. Okay? Like, this is my question to all people who are currently consuming content, or especially to parents who are, whose kids might have just turned into teenagers, or who are, between their kids are between 11 to 18 or whatnot. How are you stopping your children from consuming the bad, the toxic, the unhealthy content that is present on? Because they are, I think everybody has a smartphone now, and no matter how many parental controls and everything you can put on teenagers' phone, because of their friends, because of their peers, or classmates or anyone, they would want to stay up to date on every single thing, especially with the pictures. Like, how are you allowing your kids to watch shows like Lockup, Splitsvilla, Roadies, and all these brain rot shows which have no benefit for your children, and only diverging their mind from doing something productive, be it pursuing their hobbies, their interests, their studies, sports, anything but productive. And this is just toxic brain rot content that your kids are consuming because of these platforms, because there is no proper monitoring. And even if you are trying to monitor them as much as possible, how are you still able to stop them? I genuinely want to know. I think it's a genuine concern from for parents across different across the countries, across the human race. So genuinely, I am scared for this, for the future, that how will I be able to stop my kid from consuming all this content? And day by day, it's becoming worse. There are no checks, no matter how hard you try. Their friends or someone will eventually get into their head, get them hooked to these things. And actually, these shows, these platforms are very built in a way that they are very addictive. So how do you control without actually, demeaning your kid, or how are you explaining them at the end? That's my genuine concern. Okay, that was a lot of gyan, I guess, guys. Um, but yeah, I think these were genuinely two of my concerns in recent times, for creators and for parents as well. Like, if your kid is just scrolling endlessly or watching these brain rot shows every single day, how are you managing? That's why I just want to ask you, and it's a genuine question. I'll post it as a short as well, where you can tell me how and what you are doing, and I would love to know your right. Having said that, let's look at where we are. I think this is still going. We have already created 7 files, so it will take some time. I'll keep it running. One good part now with Cowork is it can run offline as well. Even if I'll close this window, it will keep running and it will inform me. So I just love this feature. Now I just don't need to keep my PC on with Cowork. I can just give it a task, have it research for me, have it build it for me, have it do something particular, and leave it there. And I just turn off my PC, turn off my mobile, and when it's done, it just notifies me on my mobile because I have the app. That's amazing. And on another hand, our plan is also still going. Iteration 5 on much deeper must fix, because these are all much deeper must fixes. So definitely I have to keep it running, because these are all very, very crucial things that I need to fix when I'm going to run this plan. And we are, mind you, It's been 2 hours and we are still in planning stage. That's how deep of a planning I've done for my whole platform, right? My Pulse platform, which is there. And I think you should do it too. They say that vibe coding is bad because it creates a lot of bugs. It is not proper and anybody's doing it. And you are not really knowing what you do. But if you do it in detail, if you keep an eye, if you do it step by step, then you will not do it in a bad way. I built this platform step by step in months, made sure every single element goes through my eye, every feature is something that I am aware of, every page is something that I know of. So eventually I know how to crack those bugs and eventually fix them. And I think that's the only thing. Use AI to implement stuff, use your brain to figure out stuff. Okay, so all of this is done and discussed, guys, which I wanted to. From the execution front, we have a few things that we are going to do next week. But because today's Sunday, I'll take your leave. I think we have been streaming for 2.5 hours, speaking continuously, so it definitely is tiring at times, but I'm glad I get to do this. I am genuinely happy with all of this. Yeah, it's been not that long of a time. We have streamed almost for 4 hours as well. But today, these are the few things that I wanted to discuss. Let me see if we have more information that we can talk about. Then why not? No, I love talking. I love giving my opinion on multiple. I've just opened X on a different tab. Just guys here, glimpse of it. I'm just trying to find something that um. And when this is the reason I couldn't make them work. However, we have helped and startup with aha moment. Not product. Okay. Okay. My X is very weird. At one place I have like AI, and then in the middle there will be a news related to Bollywood or something like something very negative, maybe a negative news or something that's happening. Then again 10 posts of AI. I genuinely enjoy my X and then one news shocker and then all again AI. I'll show you an example. Over here, all AI, somewhat related to AI marketing. Then again, Ananya Pandey. Then all AI. This happens. So it's a very unique thing. Um, okay, not a lot of AI in my bookmarks. I have a lot of things in my bookmark. I always keep stuff in my bookmark so I can discuss. Okay, so someone said, highly recommend you build a personal knowledge base for yourself. 3 folders, raw wiki output, every transcript, note, screenshot, and SCP. AI reads everything, write the wiki, create the index. I think this is the need of the hour, guys. Obsidian, gbrain, and there are so many other companies who are just trying to build and work on individuals, where basically you build intelligence for yourself, where it has information and data of everything. Because AI can generate a lot of tools, docs, and everything. So you have to make sure that you're aware what is the thing that is doing specific and all of that. And for that, you just need to set it up, and have it like kind of loop it into constantly update it every week or so, or however it is. And for the similar reason, I built this platform Pulse. While I saw there are a lot of people who are working on individual AI, I wanted to work for company team AI, where basically your whole company brain can come into one place and you can actually use it, or basically actually use it across your company. The intelligence, the access, the everything needs to be company wide, because as the data and everything, you need to figure out what the right context, what the right decisions are, what the right features are, how the features got built. If you need to get automated updates, how much you need to prepare for your meeting, how much you need to kind of uh, create those presentations. You don't want to spend a lot of times. You need to know who did work, what work, all of that. And for that reason, I built this company called Pulse. he.tech, where you can get all these features. There are, I think, over 200 features, yeah, 240 capabilities, which your product will have. And all of this is something that we have built one by one, feature by feature as a solo founder, and made sure that it is there for you to use in your company or organization. Get the best. I think so far we are looking for design partners. So if you are one of them, if you have an organization where you are working, you have a team, any team, engineering team, marketing team, anyone, I think we can definitely. And trust me, this is the future. This is like having computers in early 1990s. This is how good it will feel to have a company. Let me just quickly check one more thing. I have some things lined up next week for this. That right? Yeah, this is a great thing. But moving on. Yeah, another thing. I think one thing that you should do with your AI models is to create. If you have a tool or if you are building one, create. Yeah, if you have AI tools or if you're building one, create motion videos of. I did the same for Pulse again, and it exceptionally well video it gave me. You can just go to the website and check it there.
Everything your company
This
knows is
whole
scattered
video
across your tools, stuck
is
in your people's
created
heads,
end
and
to
re
end by
explained
AI.
over and over to
The
your AI.
text,
Pulse
the
connects all of it,
voiceover,
every
the
tool,
motion, the
every person,
graphics,
every AI,
the
into
detailing of
one
it,
company brain that
every
never
single thing
forgets.
was done
Every
using AI.
morning, it
I made it
shows
with
you what
Opus
changed,
and then
what needs
improved it a
you,
little
even
with
what your
Fable. I
next
did
meeting will
not build it
cost before
from
you
scratch with
ask.
Fable because I think that
Ask
will
it
use up a lot
anything
of
and get a
credits.
real
I
answer with a
can do that,
citation
but
on
I
every
just use
sentence. Or run
Opus for
deep
now.
research
And you
and
can
watch
see
it work.
all of this and all the
And it's
explanation,
permission aware
everything
to the
is
core, so
coming
each person
from
sees
AI.
only what they're cleared
So
to,
this is
and
something
you
that
can
you should
open the
do.
brain to
I
your
think
whole
AI
company.
tools can be
It
used for
maps
this.
how
You can use
everything
Remotion
connects and
library
captures
for this,
every
which is the
decision,
React
who made
library for
it,
this
why,
purpose.
and the work
And
it
then you
shipped,
need to
so the
prompt it
same
again and
debate
again to
never
make
resurfaces.
each and
It
every
learns
slide
who
work.
actually knows what from
That's
real
something
work,
you definitely
finds
need to do because in one go it will produce a good output, but maybe not as good unless you have given it very specific instructions. So you can just keep on prompting. It took me almost 6 hours to create this because I have to be very specific about what I want on each page, how much data I want on each page, how it should look, because this actually looks like my actual prompt. This is something that you should do with AI. You don't need to, pay editors or graphic designers or anyone. You can just start with AI. And once you, of course, have money, do hire good people to make it more engaging, better. But AI can do a lot of stuff for you in the initial stage to save you a lot of money. Okay, do we have anyone in the chat? Yeah. Do say hi, guys. Love to have a discussion. Love to know what you do and how things. Yeah, you see, guys, there is this news floating around. Um, Apple just sued OpenAI for trade secret theft. This is something that happened, and they say Elon actually there is this huge feud, Twitter battle, and legal battle also happening between Elon Musk, OpenAI, and Apple. Apple and OpenAI, of course, the legal battle where the OpenAI Apple has sued OpenAI on basically the trade secret theft, and they say Elon actually warned Apple a couple of years back, saying that is not smart enough to make their own AI, yet is somehow capable of ensuring that OpenAI will protect your security. Apple has no clue what's going on once they hand your data over to. And now they have made this case, and now there is a whole thing where Sam Altman and Elon are just going back and forth on X talking about. So it's a crazy world, to be honest, where two of the biggest giants right now, $1 trillion companies, are neck to neck discussing and suing each other over privacy issues, which is going to be the biggest issue in the coming future as we all are moving towards this village. Checking this. Yeah. So as you guys might be aware, I also applied to YC and we did. That's very common, especially with Indian founders, because they are not really taking up on a lot of Indian founders because of visa issues. Although I feel the product was great and everything, but I understand there could be multiple reasons when they might not like the product. But I think this is a very bad way of something or farming or making a name out of itself. They say a YC partner asked 250K with a guaranteed acceptance to the next. I am not sure how true this can be. This can may be true, but I genuinely feel if you really want to expose someone, why are you just putting this and not giving out the name? If you are really not afraid of anyone, coming after you or blocking you or something, give out the right name, give out the right person, and not just make an engagement farming pool. I think that's the worst thing that you can do for your personal brand. And I think no, you should not do that unless you're actually taking out the truth, giving it time, and actually giving, telling people the right things. So, yeah, never do that unless you're actually giving out people. Another bad founder probably might be pissed off with YC or who just wanted some engagement. Okay, I see we have three people. Hi, guys. Do like, stream, and do ask anything you would like to related to AI or in general. I would love to have a chat, understand what you guys do, and of course, help you as much as I possibly. Yeah, do drop a hi in the chat. Okay. This is another funny thing that I find almost every other day on the internet. So we all know Farza more or less if you are in a building. He's the founder of this startup called Clicky, where basically Clicky helps you teach stuff by looking at your screen, pointing you in the right direction, and telling you what you should do, right? Like, for example, if you're running a video editing or any other. And there is this guy who is a great coder, I am guessing, Milind, who kind of takes all these concepts that Farza announces and then kind of make a better or improved version of it. That's something that I have observed. It's what it does. Just give me a second. That's fine. Yeah. So there's this guy who kind of makes it a better version or a free version of this and just launch it. I don't know. This is another engagement farming that happened. Okay, let's see what people have built with 5.6. One shot a voxel based Manhattan. Okay. Someone just one shotted the whole Manhattan city with GPT 5. Wow. Every detailing from park to the buildings to the skyscraper, the roads. I think again, this is a work of looping, guys. You cannot possibly give a prompt so detailed that it will build you this. It can build great things, of course, but to build something like this, you need looping. And I think this is what this person did as well. He just looped until it created the highly detailed uh, Manhattan city kind of basically whole city. What do we design it? And it took a week to do this. I am just thinking about how much tokens it must have consumed. It must be bizarre crazy to do this. Someone built a Google Earth globe. Wow. How do you get this data, by the way? A 3D terrain satellite imagery was 30 million plus tokens. Do you really think, guys, this is worth it? I personally feel this is not worth it. I feel this is a waste of tokens because if you are just doing it as a hobby or you have unlimited amount of money, go ahead, do this. But if you have uh, just these usage plans, $200, $20, $100 plans, and you are spending on this, it's a waste of money. You will get nowhere with this. And only one good thing about this is you have built your portfolio. If a company is hiring the best person who has made the best thing with GPT 5.6 in the shortest span of time and highly detailed thing and highly complex, then of course they have edge over you. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Canon in Blender. Okay, these are all like different SaaS animation. Yeah, as I mentioned, guys, create your SaaS animation. And I think now with GPT coming into the picture, it can be even better because GPT has an imaging model while Claude does not. So if your particularly your SaaS requires these graphics and stuff, then you can use GPT 5.6 create your SaaS animations. But if you don't require, then you're only putting things from and within your product, then you can use Fable or is insane just your on how to build a premium cinematic website. Okay.
It's on Twitter.
Okay, it's a
Time
whole
agency.
tutorial. Oh, trusted, please do check it out. Yeah, I saw this comparison. GPT 5.6 Soul and Fable 5 side by side. Let's look at this comparison also. Okay, let's look at from start. Okay, first frame, what do you think? Um, looks more animated. I think the detailing is better on this. Yeah, here Fable 5 is being beaten by 5.6 Soul. But if you ask me, I am still confused. Like this looks more real. This looks more animated or more CGI. But I think yeah, both are great output if you can just do it with AI. Like I think that's the future, right? From marketing companies, from if I talk about brands or anyone D2C or anything like that, all of them are going to create AI content. Right now, people are just pointing it out because they are afraid they'll lose their jobs. But eventually, if you can create good AI content for a brand from any perspective, for any entrepreneur, jump into it, learn from it, and implement it for them. I think you will get great response. This is one of the things that we are also going to go do in the street, which is we're going to find people online, right? Like people who have built something, do their profile end-to-end analysis from Instagram, social, or anywhere, their brand profile, and then create a highly detailed analysis and maybe websites or maybe graphics or videos for them using AI. This will help us with more exposure, of course. Maybe we'll get them as our clients, maybe we'll get them as our customers. Nobody knows, and that's like just a part of, but it will also help us build our portfolio. So if you don't know yet, if you don't have an idea, so this is something I'll say. Right now, if you are building with AI and you don't have an idea, if you don't have a unique idea, if you don't know how to market it, if you don't know what you need to do with AI, do one thing. Figure out the people that you really envy or like on social media, be it through their Instagram, be it through their LinkedIn, be it through their X account, anything. Check out their brands, check out their posts, do a detailed analysis of their profile manually or using AI if you know how to do that. Once you do that, figure out what's missing there. And once you figure out what's missing there, build that solution. That solution can be a website, that can be a video, that can be a graphic, that can be a portfolio, that can be a post, that can be anything. But start presenting your work. Previously, people used to send their resumes, people used to send their detailing to get hired. Now you need to send what you have done for them, make it personalized, make it customized, send it to them. You'll definitely get their attention. At least they'll see it, even if they'll not reply it. And eventually, at that time or in future, if they want something like that or something similar, or they feel this is the capability they need in their team, you'll have a much better chance of landing a client. You'll have a better chance of landing a customer, or if not just that, build your portfolio. You can say that I have generated this, made this, because there is no copyright, nothing. You can simply improve somebody's life and get paid. That's something that you should do with AI if you don't have an idea that you are going to build. Start a service page, and we'll discuss in detail about this in the next stream. I'll have it written. Service-based companies with AI, right? Service-based companies AI. Cool. I've have it written with me. Cool. Moving on. What else? Do we have anything else? Yeah. So this is a truly a huge issue that a lot of people are facing. Fable 5 is a strong model, but I still don't really understand where it fits. If the task is simple, I don't really need it. But if the task is complex enough to justify using it, I hit the usage limit before it can properly finish even one fold. And I think that's a very true problem for everyone. Fable 5, as of now, is a wonderful model, is the biggest intelligence that human race has ever produced. But actually, none of us know where to fit. If you are using it for longer period of time, you will hit your usage limit like this. Like, in like two prompts, five prompts, if you are giving it a complex. And if you are using it for a small task, then it will make no sense, right? Your Opus, your even your Sonnet or GPT, anybody can do it. So as of now, people genuinely don't know where Fable fits. With my experience, I think it fits primarily in three segments. One, design. You will save tokens, just have it design maybe a landing page or something to give your next model an idea of what kind of design language you. Second, improve your processes and systems. Basically, work on making your opus smarter, as smart as Fable, which we did by building a skill as well called Frontier. But you can also do that with your specific processes, make them smarter as much as your Fable. And I think lastly, where you should use Fable is probably with videos and research. Have it make like demo videos or all of this because it is really good at UI, or do research on your ideas because the kind of research it can do on your idea, as of now other models can't. It can really harness internet to bring out the best of the results possible for your research. So I think these are the three things that you should do with Fable as of now. Eventually, as we get more tokens, we get more usage limits, then we can fit Fable into our everyday coding tasks or development tasks or anything. Cool. I think, yeah, now my throat is starting to pain a little. Okay, this is done. I think this is all I wanted to discuss today with you guys around AI and recent developments and what's happening and what I have been doing. Let's see if our plan is ready. Okay, so we have convergence summary. We have our convergence done. Which dimension should the first build track? Fully reliable, single clean transition cleanest. Okay, add features dot stage 2 are eligible going forward, but the origin is approximate for pre-existing features. Single overwritten column with no time gain, null stage as kept. More coverage once. So, what do you guys think we should do? Should we do only decision or should we do feature as well? With fully reliable origin and single, okay. So, if we do build feature also, then we know what is the feature and when we built what. If you're only doing decision, then in the ask feature, we only get, okay, this is what it asked and all of that. So, I think it's a smart move to do it with features also. So, we both at once. Run the zero code demand pre-check before building. Get on it for the 30-minute read of ask query real tenant do every users ever ask of, or is there separation? Does reconsider before investing, de-risk the whole bit was near zero cost and build V1 regard. Yeah, let's check what do we have in code base and then only go ahead or ship it as an immediate fast fall. V1 include the extractor. I need C2 backdated and add flag works. All slice that test that is a detailed one. Assess it. Meanwhile, this is also running, guys. We have built 24 more pages. I think, yeah, we have already done with 161, 64 sites. And now we are doing 30 more. So all of these landing pages we are building off the ideas that I have. I showed it to you in the initial minutes of the stream as well, that how exactly and what exactly we did over here. So if you'd like to check it out, you can go there, or if you can ask in chat, I'll show it to you again, of course. But I don't know if you really want to know it. That's why I'm not showing it. And let's check our usage also. I think it should be somewhere around 68%. 66. Okay, even better. So we are at 66% Fable usage. So not bad, I would say, ideally. Still in the limits. We need to use 100% within today because otherwise we'll lose Fable anyways. I'll probably put it to like 90% and then leave it, because if they extend it and they don't extend the usage, then till Friday I'm stuck on 90%, 100%. I definitely want to keep some bandwidth for myself. Okay, so both of these are running. I would love to know, guys, if any of you are here, what is the smartest way in which you are using AI currently? If any one of you, like I think that we have two people here, if anyone would like to share how they are using AI, particularly to kind of make their life, or maybe I can even help you make it even better. Maybe, but we'll definitely work and research. I'll tell you how I did. So I think one of the biggest things that I use AI now for, and you can use literally any model for this, not even paid ones. You can use your free Sonnet, Perplexity, Gemini, GPT, anything. And how I use it is simply to buy stuff. So recently, we have started streaming, right? So I was streaming from a 2 megapixel camera, but my friends were saying, okay, Apu, try to upgrade the quality. And I said, why not? Like, it's a great investment even for me as a content creator, as an entrepreneur, to get a good webcam and mic and a setup. So I was, of course, confused because I've never bought webcam before except that smaller one. Um, I just opened Amazon, gave it my budget, figured out like what I wanted, and just gave copy pasted 10 top links to Claude, right? And I did ask it to figure out which is the best one according to my requirement of streaming. Also, from the perspective of reviews, and also, anything else that I should consider. And it figured out the best camera for me out of those. Now, the best part is I'm not looking at any fake reviews. I'm not looking at any features. I'm not looking at anything. I know my purpose. I gave it my purpose. I know my usage. I told it, and it just figured out the best camera for me. Similar thing I did for my mic, and similar thing I did for me. And you will see a drastic improvement. Of course, you guys must be today. I'll keep on improving wherever and however I can. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to drop them. But this is how I have been using it. Comparison of different things before I buy. That makes my purchase more reliable, more secure, smarter, and time saving. Now I don't need to go to 10 links, read all the descriptions, all the reviews. AI is doing this for me. Don't do this directly on AI, because then there can be like, now ChatGPT has ads, right? So you can still be looking at an ad. Go through the uh, primary website only, be it Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, whatever you're using. Copy paste all the links, give it to your AI tool, and let it decide which is best. And as it gets to know more about you, you can use your personalization as well, and will tell you based on your person. And I think this is the smartest way and the efficient way I have been using AI apart from my development. Cool. Having said that, guys, I think I'll just do a few more things. So I like to kind of check whether the plan is foolproof. So I have one more prompt that I keep. Uh, that I'll just give it, and just to make sure, are you sure plan is end to end? Just as a check once again to make sure that I'm missing. Though this plan looks highly detailed, we did run loops, but this is a final check that I make. Even make sure that I make no mistakes. And this is how I reduce my bugs and errors with. This is how you should do it. But yeah, guys, so I'll have this running. I think this will keep running for some time. I'll keep it on the system. I'll keep looking at it, see what it is doing, because again, very important. Over here, I think we have already done 176. Yep, we are already done with our I think all the different ideas, more ideas as well. I want to finish all my ideas, landing page that I'll do for sure. Some content ideas as well that I have in mind. But yeah, something that I'm going to do off stream. And as you can see, you're right to push on this. I've done 6 critique rounds, but revision 7 and 8 all of this happened. I'm running final three lenses re-verification. It's just going to run a re-verification and then we get our answer. So with that, I would say thank you so much, guys, for joining in. It was again a pleasure after a week to stream for you guys. I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun and everything. And I'll see you guys very soon. That's the point. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream, got some value out of it. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop down, and I'll see you very soon.